conducting various online sessions on cybercrime, financial frauds, and redressal, along with interesting quiz and slogan writing competition. The CyberPeace Foundation has always been committed to spreading awareness on online safety and promoting digital literacy to build resilience and equip netizens with the knowledge needed to make most of what the internet has to offer, while safeguarding digital identities. We have undertaken various initiatives in collaboration with different stakeholders from both the public and the private sectors, many of which have been in collaboration with enforcement agencies. The efforts have helped improve not just citizen engagement, but also make users feel more comfortable in reaching out to LEAs for redressal. There is evidence of increase in reporting as well as faster disposal of cases of cybercrime. Looking at the current scenario, the dependence on technology and internet is only going to increase, and engagement of law enforcement in cybercrime redressal as well as community outreach will take center stage. And that is why here we collaborate with Assam Police, and I thank Harmeet sir, who has taken out time from his busy schedule to join us for the session here. Thank you so much, sir. I would take this opportunity to invite Mr. Vineet Kumar, founder and president CyberPeace Foundation, to share his thoughts and how the idea came about. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Shimoni. And again, it's a pleasure to be here and pleasure to be working again with Assam Police. In fact, so the idea was conceived, I would say, a few months back, in fact, and a few months, I would say, last year when I had an opportunity to meet Harmeet sir in his office and looking at his vision and the way he believed this, I mean, creating an impact on the ground. That's what he has been doing with all the initiatives that he has undertaken on online safety. So we had this good discussion. We had also discussion about raising volunteers on the ground to make the entire campaign sustainable. And in fact, to promote this into the remote areas and other areas where, in fact, we cannot reach. So, so this is what we had discussed. And in fact, it took us some time, again, because of pandemic situation. In fact, there was a complete shift. Now we have moved on to the new normal. Had it not been pandemic, we would have been doing this campaign on the ground, in fact. But because of pandemic and because of the new normal, the schooling getting online, the work from home culture, we have now shifted to the E mode. But I think this is the right mode to do, because since the entire campaign talks about online safety, cyber ethics onto the virtual platform. So I think virtual platform and virtual means is the best medium to hold a campaign like this and to create a maximum impact. Having said that, again, CyberPeace Foundation and the team members, you had already highlighted the kind of work that we have been doing with the other states, not just here in India now, in fact, in the other countries also, in fact, the kind of programs that we are rolling out to create an impact on the ground. Because there are challenges. If you talk about cyber crimes, there is an increase in the number of cyber crimes during pandemic. And there has been some reports like the Interpol report that has come out that clearly highlights the increase in the number of crimes. Even the research that we did at CyberPeace Foundation, in fact, we saw again a spike in the number of cyber crimes. And let me also share that majority of the cases are still unreported. Though reporting has increased, but still on our helplines and on our social media, we still get requests from people to help them unofficially. In fact, there is some, I would say, societal issues, in fact, when it comes to going to the police in certain regions. It's not all, in fact, but there are certain places where people still fear reaching out to the police. But again, thanks to a lot of initiatives that the Ministry of Home Affairs and many states like Assam, like Kerala, in fact, I would say Maharashtra have taken, where the entire reporting is now getting online. People can sit in their home, go to the portal cybercrime.gov.in, or go to the local state police portal and report cases there, and police is there to help. The space of police is also changing. It's not just now crime investigation, but also being proactive. like the leading step. I'll not, in fact, I'm sure Hamid sir would be sharing all these, but the proactive policing, the proactive research that is happening in Assam, a lot of things, the entire shift is happening there where the police is becoming proactive so that in a lesser number of crimes happen and a lot more focus is there on the protection. So some of the things like we have recently encountered is again some of the challenges you must have come across, like the couple challenge, the daughter challenge. People are participating in challenge, I would say in millions, but they don't realize that they are sharing photographs. These photographs can be morphed. There are new tech like deepfake and other technologies which are there, which can in fact convert a natural, a normal picture to a nude picture. So all that issues are happening on the ground, which again we feel through the campaign we like to share it among the public and also build that confidence in the platform. For example, if tomorrow something goes wrong anywhere, they need not fear. Police is there to help. Assam Police is there to help, and NGOs like us are there to help. So that is what we want to build in the confidence among the people, that they should not fear if something goes wrong. They should learn to report. They have the reporting platform, and they should never fear to report such cases. The other things that we would cover in the program is again talking about responsible online behavior. We'll be talking about cyber ethics. We'll be talking about misinformation. We'll be talking about cyber laws, and the reporting mechanisms that are there. So plus, like I mentioned earlier, this entire program is going to be a sustainable program. So it's not just going to be a month-long activity. I'm sure this will be like a constant effort, and a lot of other initiatives will also be followed up after this campaign. At the last, before I end, I would also share one more thing. And there's a report that we launched just a couple of days back, and in fact, it was covered by the leading newspapers here in India and also internationally. Is the child sexual abuse material getting circulated during pandemic? CSAM being circulated on end-to-end platforms. So there has been a lot of cases there. Again, we would work together with Assam Police to address such problems, such issues, and again, end-to-end platforms and the other technology challenges that we have. We'll try our best to work with the Assam Police to address them. So again, I would like to thank Harmeet sir, would like to thank Assam Police, would like to thank Assam government for the opportunity, and we're looking forward to contribute in this campaign. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I would now request Shri Harmeet Singh to please share his words of wisdom.
Thank you. I don't know whether they're words of wisdom or what are they. So Vineet, thanks. Between Shimoni and you have already sort of laid out what we are going to do. But as we have some friends from the press and otherwise on the webinar, what I'd like to do is talk about the principle of the whole idea. Number one, this lockdown and COVID have gone and increased online presence of even citizens who were not online earlier. So everybody has gone on to buying things online, selling things online, getting things online, including nobody ever thought, at least in say rural India or small towns or semi-urban or semi-rural India, that they would even get their medicines online. So this entire thing on the ground, what we are seeing, has led to a huge increase in cybercrime, where people are being cheated of their earnings. In fact, you'll be surprised. I can tell you the case of two ladies who contacted me from Delhi, one 77 and one 82 years old, both with credit cards and with internet banking presence, in which they are helped by their families. But both were cheated because I think the criminals also, when they steal lists, are able to find who is more vulnerable. So talk nicely to these people, these old ladies. One lost 75,000 rupees, one lost about 12,000 rupees, not too much. 75,000, you'll be surprised to hear we've got back for that lady. The 12,000, she said, forget it, I'm not going any further with this. And it's not Just, the old thing that this was in Jamtara and then it moved to parts of Rajasthan. You'll be surprised, day before yesterday, I got a cry for help from a doctor in UP who has been cheated by somebody sitting in the easternmost district of Assam, North Lakhimpur. So the world has just gone so far with the entire online thing. So what we plan to do, and the principle behind this, is reach out to normal people, particularly the elderly, particularly those in rural areas, and most particularly vulnerable children and women, and not only about cyber frauds and where money is the instance. There is also a growing, as you said, ring of exploitation on the net. So the idea is to counter this. And you cannot counter it until, as a police, we open ourselves to letting people reach us and us being able to respond. My social media consultant, Salik, is also on here. He would bear me out that on a daily basis, the amount of direct messages on Twitter and Facebook that we get wanting help for basic cyber security is not even funny. And these are kids from school and college. They get, they get cyber bullied. They lose some money. Somebody, as you say, is morph photographs. So we actually end up even sending out small, I can't call it a tutorial, but advice on how to even block their privacy, how to block people out, how to keep themselves private. So the whole idea about this month-long campaign, which, as you said, Vineet, will carry on much longer, because now this is part of life and this has to carry on all the time, is to reach out to people, let them know that we are there for them, awareness, and then redressal. We must redress what they need us to handle, even if we need to tie up with police forces from other states. Now, you mentioned the word that, the concept that we had come up with, and we had agreed in principle, was cyber volunteers. So in this month, we will try and create at least 2 to 3 volunteers in every district of Assam, who will be in touch with our superintendents of police and directly with our social media center. Also with our cybercrime unit in the CID, we'll be bringing CID on board, and we will use these kids to also reach out virtually. And now that there is talk of some schools and colleges opening slightly in their world, so that we have a band of cyber volunteers who help society in general. So even if we can create, say, 2 people, 3 people per little town, per little hamlet, they can at least help people locally. They can do the initial for us, and then we can take it on from there. I think I've taken a lot of time. And the one thing I want to say is I want to thank our Honorable Chief Minister, because when I gave him the note on what we are going to do, he read it out. In fact, you'll be surprised, he again read the note, part of our note, while after giving his speech, when he was talking about what he's doing about Assam Police launching this, and he's tweeted about it also. So he is very concerned about where cybercrime is going. And you'll be surprised, at times he sees things on Facebook and Twitter and rings me up and says, "Dekho zara, ye kya kar raha hai?" Of course, in Assamese we talk, or even in Hindi and English. And at times when there's something very nice, he says, "Let's make this viral. Let's put this out to the world. Let's do a good thing." So he's very cyber savvy, and he's really sort of online with us. So during this campaign, we are also going to request him that at times when we are doing something very major, we'll bring him back on board and request him also to tweet and do things for us. So with that, I think we've managed to talk about what we actually want to do. So we want people to reach out to us, and we want to reach out to people. And of course, Vineet, at the end of this month, let's have at least 15 cyber volunteers up and running. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Harmeet sir. Yes, indeed. Seeing the number of increase in the number of crimes that are happening nowadays, because the entire world has gone virtual, we understand that this is the need of the hour. And as you readily, very actively guided, and we would actually like to thank you. So that you guys, you all gave us such opportunity to spread our wings to Assam as well. I would now like to invite Mr. Salik Khan, Creative Consultant, Assam Police, to please give vote of thanks.
Uh, Thank you, Shimoni. So I guess, sir and Vineet has covered, all the details of what we are doing. So I again thank Harmeet sir for taking some time out from his busy schedule. I know he has been busy. Um, Thank you, Vineet and your team. Thank you, Shimoni. We have been doing a lot of to and fro's from last 2 weeks. I guess we have one more month for a lot of to and fro's. And I'm sure together we'll be able to start new conversations around cyber safety. And like our campaign says that particularly among the youth and children, because they are the that category which is most vulnerable. These are the people who got cheated, cyberbullying, and all that. So I really hope that, like Harmeet sir mentioned, we'll be able to raise awareness on key cyber safety issues through our campaign. And not just this campaign, Harmeet sir and I were discussing few other things. So we'll continue doing this thing because I guess this is not some plumbing problem which we can fix for one time. This is something which we need to carry on, and let's hope that we success in our mission, and let's raise the awareness on cyber safety. Thank you, Vineet. Thank you, sir, and thank you, Shimon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Can I just come in? Let's thank all the attendees. And also, can they ask us a question if they want? Is that possible?
Okay.
Shimoni?
Yes, sure, sir. Yes, sure. Yes, sir.
So if anybody wants to ask a question, can you
Yes, they can just raise their hand and we'll give them the controls. So any attendees, if you have any questions regarding the campaign. Well, so I don't see a hand there. So you can also reach out to us on the mails.
And we'll be releasing a press release also shortly. So we'll be sharing it with press also.
Perfect. Fine.
So, sir, you.
Thank you then, everybody.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much,
Bye
sir.
bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.